This is Stephen Daniels with Ludi Gladiatorum, here to talk about the UFC Middleweight division. We'll discuss some of the upcoming fights, well, maybe not discuss, but just mention the upcoming fights briefly on what happened at UFC 116, and then a bit about what may be coming up next. So as far as the UFC is concerned, middleweight division, on August 1st we have Mark Munoz versus Yushin Okami. August 7th, 2010, of course, is the big fight. Well, big because it's the headline. Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. August 28th is Nate Marquardt versus Josimar Peleres. Probably mangled that last name, but it is a tough one to get out, especially since I cannot roll my R's. And also on the 28th of August, not as an important of a fight, but again, just to mention, Jorge Rivera versus Sakara. So those are the upcoming fights. Some recent changes to the middleweight division as far as the top 10 goes. Of course, everyone's top 10 may be a bit different, but we'll definitely see Akiyama leaving the top 10. He was just barely in there, and Lieben basically will be taking his place due to the victory over Akiyama. Other than that, not much of a change to the top 10 right now. I guess to begin the discussion today, we'll talk about Lieben's victory over Akiyama at UFC 116. Lieben has defeated a legitimate top 10 UFC middleweight, maybe top 10 in all of mixed martial arts. Some of the top 10 had him at 9, at 8, 10, 11, but anyway, legitimate top 10. And this is a great boost to Lieben's MMA career. This catapults him into the top 10, making him now a legitimate top 10 middleweight. I guess the only question is, an issue is, who does he fight next? He did call out Vanderlei. Of course, Vanderlei is hurt. Probably won't be back until 2011, and I can't see Lieben, the Mr. 2 fights per 2 weeks man, waiting until 2011 for his next fight. So, who does he take on next? Does he become the entry fight for Jake Shields? Probably not. Does he fight Okami if Okami gets past Munoz? Does he face Belcher? Or possibly will we see a Lieben Bisping 2? Could be. But enough about Lieben for now. Congratulations, Lieben. You did surprise me and several other people. I did have Lieben losing, and apologies. So we will have to wait until August and later on this year to see how the middleweight division does pan out. The biggest questions to be answered are who will win the Silva-Sonnen fight on August 7th, and will Jake Shields join UFC, and if he does, will he stay middleweight or go back to welterweight? And my answer to those questions are Silva, yes, and probably. Probably on the will Jake Shields stay as a middleweight, because I think he may see the middleweight division as an easier road to the top. Okay. Now regarding the Silva-Sonnen fight, does anyone other than Sonnen believe that he can win this fight? You know, I'm sure there's some people out there probably still in the woodwork waiting to crawl out, but they are out there. I mean, just think about it for a moment. Is Sonnen the Silva killer that everyone in MMA has been waiting for? Someone to beat Silva? I don't see it necessarily. All of us in our life want to be, extraordinary. We want to be something beyond normal. We want to be special. as far as the UFC and all of the MMA middleweight is concerned, Silva is that special. He has achieved. He's gone beyond normal. He is something special. Sonnen is a good fighter, but is he that special fighter? I don't see it. Silva's going to win this fight, and even though it may go the distance, he will be introducing Sonnen to what it's like to fight 5 rounds in MMA. Besides, Sonnen, he's just arrogant. Part of this is kind of, he's naturally a wrestler. Wrestlers don't have the same type of respect that martial artists do. Martial artists, as well as learning how to defend themselves, they're taught respect. Sonnen doesn't have that. I can't imagine that he's well liked by the other people in UFC or the MMA world in general, and I wouldn't argue that point or disagree with him. And with a Silva victory, that could definitely set up an exciting battle between Silva and Belfort. And just a moment, just to get back to Jake Shields. When Jake Shields is walking to the cage for his first time as a fighter with UFC, I can't imagine him stepping in the cage with anyone in or near the top 5 in the UFC. I don't see him signing a contract and then being thrown to the wolves to only be eaten by those wolves. So I do expect he gets a warm-up fight. Maybe he fights Belcher, maybe Dalloway, Simpson, or how about this one? How about he gets a warm-up fight versus Kendall Grove? I can definitely see that happen. Anyway, as always, for those who have so far, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And take care.